Well, good evening, everyone. This is Deidre Kindred, your nurse advocate here on Health Chats Among Friends. And tonight I get the pleasure of having my good friend back for another chat, Charlotte Canion. Yay! Say hi, Charlotte.
Hi, everyone.
Well, I'm so happy to have you back. I know before when I had you on, we were able to delve into your other book. But now tonight, I want to delve into your new book. But before we get into that, let's just revisit the other book first. It is You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying. Charlotte, so beautiful, beautiful book, beautiful book. So Charlotte,
And
give
those
us a
are my
little bit.
mother's hands. Yeah,
Oh, yes. Is that her hands and your hands? Are you?
I'm holding my mother's hands.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Your book is such a phenomenal and useful tool. So let's tell the audience a little bit first about you, and then we'll talk a little bit about just a little bit about your other book, You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, and then we'll go into your new book.
Okay. Okay. Well, you have to laugh to keep from crying was a saying that my mother always said. And my book was triggered by a father-in-law with dementia, a mother with Alzheimer's, a dad with Parkinson, all at the same time, and I became their caregiver.
Okay.
And being that it was a 16-year long journey, God told me to write a book. And that opened all kinds of doors. It was amazing. Actually, I had to look up when God said, okay, now write a book. My mother had passed away and it had been about a month or 6 weeks. And I heard this voice and I know it was God. And he said, Charlotte, now you're going to write a book. And I went, God, you saw my grades in English. You want me to write a book? And literally, as we are talking, he said, Charlotte, you tell the best stories. You share from your heart, and people are going to relate. Well, within another couple of weeks, I got invited to a writer's seminar.
Oh, wow. He lined
God,
it
you
up.
don't send emails, do you? I mean, this was just a God thing. And it's just snowballed, as you know, Deidre, from there. It's won, I don't even know how many awards. It's an Amazon bestseller, won best self-help book in the state of Texas. I award author of the year in 2019. It's still going gangbusters. And I'll go ahead and share with you something I showed you earlier. I got this less than a month ago.
Yeah.
And it's a lifetime achievement award for what I'm doing in the senior health industry. And I'm really proud of it.
It's
really
beautiful and it's well deserved, well deserved. So Charlotte, I know we were talking about a little bit of You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying. It's a health book geared toward people
caregivers
who are caregivers, right?
Are those in the industry. I mean, you don't have to be a caregiver. You could be a nurse. You could be a nurse advocate,
Right.
I've even had, facilities buy them for even their janitorial people.
Right.
Because everyone in a facility, reacts to, the seniors.
Right.
So they need to know, some of the ins and outs and some of the things not to do and some of the things to do.
Right. And it's such a wonderful tool because it helps you kind of get a grip on your own self-awareness. How can you get help? It's to help the caregiver. And when we say caregivers, we mean sons, daughters, husbands, wives, professional caregivers. And like you said, anybody, could benefit from this book.
And they have. I mean,
yes.
It's actually blown my mind, what it's done.
Right.
It's my proudest, baby today.
Oh,
and I have 20 babies, so.
Well, yes.
I have 20 grandchildren. Let's clarify that.
Yes, they're babies. Yes, they always be your babies, no matter how old they are, right?
Right.
So So Charlotte, tell us a little bit about yourself before we go into your next book.
Well, I just had my 75th birthday.
Happy
And
birthday.
I wrote that book when I was 70. Never in my wildest dreams. I really thought I'd be retired. And after caring for, 3 seniors for 16 years, I was tired.
Right.
But it was almost like a B12 shot in the arm. And I can't seem to stop. Things just doors keep opening. I actually have written 2 books during COVID.
Oh, wow. You've been busy.
Yeah. So, that's about 8 that I'm part of, or I have written. I've written 4 myself, and then I'm part of 4 others that people wanted me to co-author with. And it just keeps opening and opening doors. A little bit about myself. I have 5 children, 20 grandchildren, a wonderful husband. My first husband died of cancer after 23 years, and I've been married 31 years to Craig. And he is a saint. He gets up every morning and he tells me how proud he is of me. And
well, where do they build them at?
Everyone needs a support system.
Yes, especially from the opposite sex. So where did they build him at? I want to order one. I like to place mine on order.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yes. So let's talk about your new book, Sparks.
Sparks. Ignite your way to success. And I love the little light bulb in the middle of it.
Love it.
It's an Amazon bestseller, and it's won some authors award. But I co-authored this with a couple of ladies who have their PhD. And it is advice from those of us that have walked the journey, which, everyone has a journey, but we share different avenues. And, just like in You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, there's all kind of advice in there that can be used in all kind of different ways.
Absolutely.
The same thing with Sparks. There's all kinds of different ideas. And my chapter is called Staying on Top of Your Game. And I'm really proud of it because I talk about how, if you want to be the best at something, but you fall short, I say it's okay, because you did your best. Just like me. I am not a tennis player. I've hit a ball and barely can get it over the net. But there's people that are great tennis players. I'm not a cyclist. I'm not going to be in a marathon. But there are other things that I can do my best. And I didn't realize it was writing. But, I've won all these awards and trophies and stuff for writing after I was 70 years old. That's my other mission in life, is to let seniors know they're not done. We're only just begun.
I love it. It's never too late. Never too late. Never too late. God has a plan and a mission for everyone and a purpose. So never too late.
Yeah. Well, and I look for new things to learn every day. And if you do, you will keep growing. Now, it may be just something little, or it could be something big. It could be, okay, I'm going to take a yoga class and get better at, and my body and my physical fit. Or I'm going to, give you an example. When I was 72 years old, I went to an academy and took a year-long course, and it was to become a national speaker. And I learned all the techniques of speaking. Now, I didn't have to do that, because I can talk to anybody. But I thought, if I'm going to be a speaker, I want to be the best that I can be. And that means learning the technique of speaking, of how you open a talk, how you fill in the middle, and how you close a talk. And not everybody does that.
Yeah. Well, you are awesome, an awesome speaker.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Well, I love the book. I love your chapter. I'm a little partial.
Well, of course.
But it's just wonderful because, you know, that inspiration I got from it, never give up. I mean, everybody can have a different route of getting to that destination, and keep going and celebrate the small things as well.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
And you know, and find that, you know, everyone knows where their comfort zone is.
Yeah,
Well, that's the time you decide, okay, I got to step out of that comfort zone to
yes,
learn something new. I've got to step out of that comfort zone. Okay, I'm too comfortable here. I'm not learning, I'm not growing.
right, right,
And we
right.
should never stop growing till we're maybe 6 feet under.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the only time to stop. Well, you mentioned that you had some more books?
Yes, I've written a children's book,
Oh,
and it was gonna come out this fall, but you know how everything has gone nuts during COVID.
yeah, yeah.
Well, paper, you know, lumber went real sky high.
Mhm.
Well, guess what's a byproduct of lumber is paper.
Right,
So to
right,
get my book published right now, it cost me twice as much.
right.
So
Okay.
my powers that be said, wait till spring, and I'm fine with that, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I wrote it basically for my grandkids. I actually thought my first book would be a children's book,
Oh,
and it's taken me this long to write one, and it came from COVID, looking out my back window and watching cardinals kind of do their mating dance,
beautiful
you know, in and out
birds.
of the trees, and how
Mhm.
he helped her, you know, keep an eye out while she's building the nest and bringing her snacks. And I mean, I think it's cute.
Did you
I
film
call,
it?
well, do you know, I'm
Oh,
hoping it'll eventually, you
oh,
know,
that's gonna be so
would be
sweet. I love
anyway, it's
it.
called Charlie's Looking for a Mate. I call him Charlie, and he's kind of a cocky little, let's call him he's a cardinal. And
Mhm.
he sees this gorgeous Cora, and she was kind of aloof, but he kind of charmed her, and they became a mate because, you know, cardinals mate for life.
Oh,
That's another symbolism that I want the children to realize, that you mate for life,
yeah,
that, you know, when you commit, you need to commit totally. I'm
right.
not saying it always works, you know,
Yeah,
but that should be the
yeah,
main driving force.
that
So anyway,
that
that's
should
part
be.
of it. Yeah. And I talk about how they nest and how they use the same nest
Oh, that is
again.
so
I actually
cute.
3 years in a row had cardinals nest in one of my hanging baskets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. They'll come back every year and find that nest.
Oh, that's good. I love your wall.
Oh, well, you want to call
Yeah.
it my wall of fame or shame? I
Yes,
don't
I
know.
love it. It's a nice wall of fame. I love it. I love it. I
I
love it.
work harder for plaques and pins and trophies than I do for money. But
That's
you know, I get,
okay.
well, Deidre, you know me, I get pleasure out of helping people. And if that, you
Yes.
know, and that's what that's my service. You know, God
Yeah,
wants me to help, you know, help people,
absolutely.
you
Well,
know.
Miss Charlotte, you are doing an amazing job. So I love both of your books, even though um, you're going to be writing more. So I know that there are more to come. And I'm looking forward to talking to you about those as well, having you back again. So number one, you have to laugh to keep from crying, How to Parent Your Parents. And the number two book that's on the bestsellers list on Amazon, correct? Sparks.
Ignite your way
Ignite
to
your way.
success. Mhm.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you. So if someone wanted to find out more about you or how to get your books, a copy of your books, which I suggest they do, I have mine. What is the
Yeah.
best way for them to do so?
Well, they can contact me at Charlotte Canion, and that's CANION.com, or they can go to my website, which is charlottecanionspeaks.now.site. I have 15 YouTubes out there. They can, you know, reach me through that, um, and find all my friends. They'll tell you, you know, where I'm at.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I thank you for your time. This has been fun again.
I love you,
So,
girl.
oh, I love you back. And thank you everyone for tuning in to Health Chats Among Friends. My name is Deidre Kindred. I'm a nurse advocate, educator, and navigator. And I love bringing you reputable resources from your local community. Tune in next week for another amazing chat. Thank you.